dude, for some reason, just from being congested so much and everything, like I have some kind of like ear ache. Like it's not an ache, but it's just like I feel like my ears clogged now, and it's so weird because like that it's happened a couple of times in my life, but like, oh, dude, it's
Like sinuses drained to your ears. I've had, and then like
yeah,
it feels like mildly underwater, and then it's
yeah,
like itchy on the inside, like it's an unitchable like or
yeah, dude.
unreachable thing.
And it's so frustrating because like, I mean, my own voice vibrates in a way that bothers me, or I'm like, oh
Oh man.
God, okay. I was like, so there goes like my car singing, which is the only thing that keeps me sane in traffic. I don't know. I don't know how other people do it. Like, I don't like other people just embrace the anger. I don't know. I'm gonna turn up this real big fish song, or like I'm gonna sing some like Coheed and Cambria at the top of my lungs and
I
forget all.
needs me some trumpets to get
I
through this.
do. Like I really do. I can't because otherwise I linger. I don't know like how long you let traffic stuff like stay with you because like I've watched my parents my whole life. You're like someone cuts them off, it's with them until they're home and then 3 days later. Like it's
Oh,
like
the guy.
it's just like everyone looks like him. He lives rent free in their head. Where it's like usually I'm not like that, but that's because I have the trumpet. Steven is because I have that sweet sweet ska to keep me
It's
just
basically just a music video in front of you as they.
That's right. I'm just driving in like I am just an NPC, just driving it in like just like this imaginary video game that I'm in. But like without it, when I can't sing and I'm just like, okay, there's music, I'm focused on the driving, which I probably should be doing anyway. Not a smart move though. It's a bad move because it makes me so mad because people, Steven, it turns out when there's not the music to distract you, people aren't great all the time. Steven is just not always.
People really do impressive things when they're driving, like, and I mean that in the
Oh,
most unimpressive way,
oh
but
yeah.
but like I don't like get too stressed out about like horrible drivers, but I do this like when someone like weaves past me, I just go, I
You
do
know
that
what?
face. This guy. I'm hoping somebody saw me say this
Mine
guy.
is, I know, mine is okay.
Okay.
Like, okay. I go, okay.
You're doing that. You're
You're
playing
doing
Grand
that.
Theft
That's the thing
Auto
that
right
happened.
now.
And
You're
I'm
just
nope. Hello. Welcome to episode 169 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
and I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles that life throws our way, and we get something done. Most recently, we've been working on making a comic book. Steven, we're working on issue 3 now of our comic book. We sent out issue 2 to every backer now, so people should start getting their packages, and we've seen some. How does that make you feel like when we start seeing those pictures and stuff?
Dude, the pictures are great, and the relief of like sending everything is like insane. Like, because like
Yes.
it's a you. I mean, you came over and helped big time. I mean, like that's like huge prep. But like you think about like all the staging you have to do just to package everything, and then like label everything and then
Yeah.
take everything. I mean, it's daunting. Like
Oh,
it's a crazy
no,
task.
dude,
And
you guys do so much. I'm so thankful for you guys doing that. It's amazing. Like and like the fact that it's all done now is whew, it's like a huge relief because
yes,
I mean for those of you who like don't know, we've been making comic books together for our whole lives. We're like trying. We failed a lot. Then we started making some. We have some like up here. You can check them out on weaveissuespodcast.com. But now we just sent out issue 2. We had this whole Kickstarter campaign, and it took us a while, Steven. Like it kind of takes us a while to make every comic. But you know what I like about it is that we're consistent. Like we are doing it regardless. Like people
yeah, it happens that we follow through. We
we
don't
follow
fail the. We don't fail in sending the goods. This time around there was a lot of goods. I think that was part
yeah.
part of the daunting task.
Yes. I mean, it was one of those like it's a nice problem to have. We were so in our Kickstarter campaign, we promised some stretch goals. We're like, hey, if we reach this amount, we'll never reach this amount. And if we do, we'll do this. And we reached that amount. We were like, oh my God, now we have to do more stuff. And then we're like, well, if we reach this amount that we'll never reach, we're gonna do this. And then we reached that amount. We were like, oh, we have more stuff to do. We have so many things to do, Steven. But yeah, so we did it all. We got all the stuff. We got the stickers and the prints and the cool little figurines and like all the stuff, and we packaged it. And if you back that Kickstarter, look in your mailbox because it's going to arrive any day now. And please let us know if you like when you get it on social media and like show people, because soon it's all going to be available on our website. And I hope people show up for it, and continue to show up for it. Dude, so this week, though, every week we talk about like the things we wanted to do. What did you want to do this week?
I wanted to start working on the comic, but mostly I wanted to get everything shipped out and pushed out, and I succeeded in that front. Every package is out, except there's 2 people locally that I'm going to hand deliver to. But other than that, everything is. Now, wait, though, I will say this: if you happen to listen to our podcast and haven't responded to your survey, which
First of all, shame.
Shame. I don't think that's a Venn diagram that exists, but I do have extra ones, which I'm holding on to for now, but they do have some precious issue 1s packaged in them, and we are low on issue 1s. So get to those surveys before I crack them open.
If you backed our recent Kickstarter and you didn't answer the survey, we've already shipped out all the stuff. So please go answer those surveys, and there's still time. We'll get the information. We'll get your books to you as soon as possible. But like Steven said, we are running out of issue 1, and we do have a convention this weekend, and we have to
we're gonna start cracking packages.
We're gonna start cracking packages. So then it would just be a couple more weeks before people get books and stuff. Anyway, this week, Steven, my plan was to get together with the people who were going to be a part of the movie. We're gonna make a movie, and people are gonna get together and do a table read. And I wanted to get everyone together in a group chat and talk about that a little bit. And Steven, I did it. I did it. I got everyone together. I even got the date set, so we are ready to go. So I want to talk about dude, I want to talk about that for a little bit, just for a minute. For those of you who might not know, Steven and I, every once in a while, we do a little segment called Pitches Get Stitches, where I basically just ramble on until I come up with some silly idea for a movie or comic book or whatever, and Steven laughs at me. And sometimes there's something that just kind of sticks with us, And there was one in particular. It was a vampire comedy breakup story called Stakeout, where I was like, I actually like this. I think it'll be good. I want to write this. So I wrote it. I entered it in a contest. I did pretty well in the contest, and I was like, okay, I want to make this thing. So I asked Steven if he wants to do this, and he's interested. He's willing to be the Steven in the script because it's just us, and the script is just a vampire.
I was gonna be the stunt double, and I was gonna have Brandon play Steven. If that's
actually, I like that too. I like that. I like where you're going with this. I enjoy this. But I really want, I really want to make this movie, and I really want to do it, with Steven. I want to get all of our friends, or like anyone who we can get who's like, passionate about that sort of thing. So we got together, and what we're going to do on December 13th, that's like a couple Wednesdays from now, we're going to do a probably embarrassing, very silly, ridiculous episode of We Have Issues, in which we do a live read of the script as it exists right now. Steven, have you gotten a chance to read the script?
I've definitely read it before. Have you punched up? Yeah.
So you read the initial draft of it, right?
Oh yeah, I read the whole thing.
How did you feel about it?
I felt it was great.
You think it's gonna be fun?
I mean, I'm sure when we're like, as it stands, it's great, but I'm sure like when we're actually in the scenes and we're going with our back and forth dialogue, we'll just make it organic anyway. So
right.
It felt organic reading it, but I just want, what I'm saying, like,
I'd like everyone to see how Steven he was like, "Ooh, this is gonna hurt if I don't say this little sentence." I don't want to hurt him. But I appreciate it. No, but you're right though. That's why I want to do the table read. So like the whole reason I really want to get everyone together and do this is like, I think it helps a lot to hear the words be spoken by people and like hear how it can be interpreted by different people, and then it kind of lends itself to feeling and like recognizing blind spots, or it's like, oh, okay, that sounded a little clunky, or like this isn't good, this could be a little more organic, like you were saying, or it just lets you know like, hey, this is moving a little slow, or this is moving a little quickly, this could use some jokes, so like I really want to get it out. And okay, so I want your opinion on this. So like my fear is if we read the whole script, people are going to know the whole story and how it ends, and like, are they still going to want to like support it when there's a Kickstarter? What do you think?
Here's what I think. I think that the people that would tune into the live would be the people that would listen to a DVD commentary on someone else they like. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
feel like
fair.
these are people that would rewatch whatever they witnessed anyway. I feel like the target fan, like the people that would just check it out just to check it out, wouldn't be watching the live episode anyway. It'd probably just be more of an episode for the colony and people that happen to tune into our podcast, you know?
Oh yeah, dude. No, I mean that makes sense. That's what I guess that's what I want to hear. Is like I just need that little bit of like reinforcement.
We
In
can
that.
just avoid the fourth act or the finale, basically.
I don't know. I want to do the whole thing though. You know, like I
Mhm.
want to. You know, I think we have to read it all. That way, I can because like I really do the. I mean, yeah, it's like it serves multiple purposes, right? Because like part of the reason I want to read it, you know, with the audience and everything, and like do it live is you get the attention of the people and like let people see that hey, even if this isn't a perfect product, there's some potential here, you know, and like people are like, oh, and also it allows people to be a part of that thing, you know, you get to be a part of this like early creation of a thing, just like Kevin Smith with what do you call it, the Tusk, you know, or it's just like he made up, it's basically we're doing Tusk is what we're doing, but you know, like, you know, he made up a silly movie on the podcast and ended up filming the movie. We made up a silly movie on our podcast and end up filming the movie, you know, but I think it's good because it allows people to like go along that journey with us and kind of see how it changes over time, because and that's part of it is part of it is yeah, I'm hoping it gets people's attention, and the other part of it is I just really want to see how it works and what doesn't work so I know what to punch up, you know, so like it's gonna serve
Service
multiple purposes,
for
yeah.
sure.
So
And it'll be a form of entertainment.
exactly. And it's one fewer episode that I have to edit
Yeah,
because we're
it's
gonna
just
do it live.
live.
So on that episode, I figure we'll treat it like a normal We Have Issues episode. We'll film, you know, we'll do an intro, we'll talk for a minute, and then we'll get into the script, and then we'll do our outros and stuff, and just have it like
Mhm.
a normal episode. But otherwise, dude, I feel good about all of that. And this week I've just been like, I did that, and I haven't really worked on any comic stuff. I've been watching the freaking Squid Game reality show, Stephen.
There's a reality show?
Okay.
So wait, Squid Game is just real? Squid
Okay.
Game?
Have you watched Squid Game? Did you watch any of the original?
No, but I get the gist. It looks like it's a game that has like somewhere in between normal and Saw level like things happening, or like
Right. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. That's, I mean, yeah, nailed it, you know? Yes. So what they've done is they've taken Squid Game, which is like, you know, it's this whole commentary on the, you know, desperation of the class systems and how, you know, we've been forced to kind of you just do whatever we must to survive, and in you know in hopes of bettering our lives. I mean, look at us go, we're talking in public to people, you know, no, but
Mhm.
you know, but like it's just the whole idea of like, hey, look how desperate people can get, you know, and look how, you know, affluent these people are and such. And now there's a reality show of it in which they do exactly the same thing, except for Steven, I'll tell you, I have like a hot take about this though. People aren't dying in this one, right? Like people aren't dying, obviously, and it's clearly just for fun. It's very tongue in cheek. Everyone knows and is aware of the irony of the thing. You know, like we're all aware, like, hey, yeah, these people all want to win $4 million. So like I was watching, I was like, it's really no different than watching the show Squid Game. As far as like its effect on a culture, you know, it's like
Mhm.
they're not really doing anything so ironic that the actors in Squid Game weren't already doing. You know, like it's literally they're doing the exact same thing. And so we know, look, they did that. They played that game for our entertainment in the scripted show. They're over here playing that game for our entertainment in a slightly less scripted show. You know,
Not
it's like
as well scripted show.
yeah, exactly. So it's like
Less.
it's the same, you know, it's really the same level of entertainment for us, the hungry gods who are, you know, thirsting for the blood, you know, what it be. And in both cases, although they use like black blood and like squibs in this you know, the reality show, they didn't use real blood in the show either. You know, so it's
Mm.
like it's literally the same thing. It's like people are like, "Oh, look how ironic they did." I'm like, "No, they already did that. We already watched that and like proved like their point." Like because we are the monsters. We are the
The
gods.
consumers.
Yeah, but really, it's just like it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It's Deal or No Deal, but like with goofy games.
Can we talk about that 4 million grand prize though? Like inflation much? Because like when we were young, it was 1 million was the big prize.
That was a huge prize.
I mean, Deal or No Deal and millionaire, like,
dude.
Now it's Who Wants to Be a 4 millionaire because inflation.
Steven, I'll tell you, I would go on that show so fast. Like I would. Here's the thing. I wonder, Steven. I wonder if there is going to be some sort of escalation toward the reality of like, because the stakes have to raise. They're like, because like the stake of like, oh no, a squib's gonna explode in your chest and you're gonna pretend to die is non-existent. We all laugh at it. It's like I still see the fear and like the people don't want to lose, but there's still really nothing at loss. Like I'm willing to take a squib to the chest. I'll take a lot more to the chest for $4 million. I'll tell you that. Okay.
I know they got a wiry producer or two who is.
If you're listening right now and you're a wiry producer, I will take a lot to the chest for $4 million. I'm just saying, I'm not above. Anyway, Steven, what were we talking about? Squid Game. Here we go.
My brain went.
I know it.
Okay. My brain literally went to this, like taking it to the chest. So I imagine like I'm like on my knees and this producer's like trying to whack it onto my chest.
Yep.
But like he can't. He's like, it's like taking him too long. And then like when he finally goes, it just dribbles. So like it's just like the most awkward moment for everybody. Like I actually agreed to this, which is just saying like shit ton about me. But the fact that you just didn't even succeed in it somehow makes it worse for me.
You're not even into me. I hate this for both of us.
I pushed my chest together for you.
No. Everyone, we are very sorry. You know what, Steven? That reminds me of something. Since we got a little gross already, Steven, I'm gonna use that as a segue, so I have to keep it in.
So we got a little gross, Steve. You just edited the part where we're talking about the mucus dropping down. Because there's been two things.
There's been 2 times we've been gross. So okay, Steven, I do want to talk. Steven, I have a bit of an embarrassing story that happened today. But it's kind of like a confession because like I feel a little bad about this. Look, no one's perfect. We all have issues. That's what the show is all about, right? I will tell you, as a person, we all have our things. Like we all have like our our pet peeves and like the like little righteousness like nuggets that like we hold on to, where it's just like, oh, I'm loyal to a fault, or I'm like for me, I'm like, I really admire and like just care about truth above everything else. Like I don't want to be lied to. I don't want people to like try to manipulate me. Like I just want truth. And I try to the best of my ability, as so far as it doesn't hurt anyone, to just be honest as much as I can. Sometimes people ask things and it's like, oh, if I'm honest, because they're asking my opinion of this thing, and if I'm honest, I can hurt their feelings, and I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do. So I kind of like, I hate it. And there are other times, Steven, where it's just awkward, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna lie here. I shouldn't, and I'm gonna hate myself, but I'm gonna lie. So I lied today, Steven. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, but I want to like, because I feel like this kind of stuff happens to us because we're humans, and like, so let's call it like, I don't know, should we call it like it has to be something confessions, like dashboard confessional. It's like
dashboard,
podcast confessional,
glove box confessions.
Steven, every once in a while we come up with these segments, and you're kind enough to do an introduction song. We've never done this segment before, so I know you don't have one prepared, and I feel bad asking you to do it, but I'm going to do it.
I've been singing it since day one, baby. It is glove box confessions?
Yeah, it's been since day one. Glove box.
Since day one. So you're driving down the road and you realize you gotta tell the truth. So you lean over while stopped in traffic, because it'd be rude if you weren't stopped. And you open the glove box and you pull out a little piece of paper. And that's where you wrote down your glove box confession.
Steven, I'll tell you right now, I've never been more in love with you. So, okay, Steven, so for those of you who aren't familiar with this segment, we've never done it before. It's never happened. Steven he's never sang that song before in his life. But it was beautiful and just wonderful. And I can't wait to hear it again. But today at work, Steven, No, I'm gonna give the audience and Steven, I'll give you a little warning that yeah, it's a not it's one of those things. I'm gonna tell a story real quick. I've told a couple stories like this on the podcast before. Not super proud of it. Don't love it. Especially here's the thing. I'm a single guy, Steven. I'm a single guy and I'm getting older. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to seem unattractive to people. That's like I don't want to be like
It's rough.
I don't want to be like, ooh, here comes a story that's gonna make you remember that I'm a gross human person. Like, I don't want to do that. But Steven, this happened today, and I need to share it with you because it's so ridiculous and so stupid. So here we go. So I'm at work, and I'm up front at the store. I'm at a cash register, right? And it's millions of people coming up, millions. I'm not exaggerating. Just millions of people coming up. And suddenly, Steven, I feel my stomach start to say, like, knocking on my door. Like my stomach's just like, hey, hey,
Hey, I know protocol is typically, anytime after you're not here, however, comma.
yes, however, comma. And then so like I'm like, okay. And when that happens, typically you're like, ooh, I have a good time frame. I'm like, I understand how much time I have before the next knock. Like it's like I'll be okay here. No, I'm good. And then like let's just say like a million people later, I was like, oh, it's screaming now, and it's like it has a sledgehammer at my door, and it's like, you gotta go. And I'm like, so I was like, I need help. I need help. And I like, so I called someone to come up, and I was like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom. So I, Steven, very charismatically, very charismatically run to the bathroom. Okay.
I'm just literally imagine like if I could see the security footage, you like literally talking to the person that like it's like silent, there's no audio. Just the person walks up. It's just like it's full on sprint.
It's just like a cloud of smoke in the form of me as I'm sitting there. Dude, so I run to the bathroom, right? I have to wear this stupid vest at work. So I throw my vest on the changing table, and I like get to I go to I'm like I go in the bathroom, and I'm like I get ready, and I thankfully thank the bathroom gods. I look and I see, Steven, unfortunately, that there is zero toilet paper. There's no toilet paper to be had. There's absolutely nothing. So what I do is I immediately run out the door. I left all my stuff. I left my vest, my stuff. I run all the way to the back, just like a rocket, just unfortunately, just the
worst. Come on, Barry. You gotta get
come on, Barry. That's exactly it. So I do the the thing, and I run all the way to the back. I'm juking, I'm spinning, I'm doing the moves, and I was just like, I still got it. I'm young, I'm just like just jumping over grandmas, like all this stuff.
Like, oh, 50% off.
So I make it into the back room, and what I see, Steven, is no toilet paper at all. We had no toilet paper in the store. There's 0% toilet paper. So, Steven, once again, I am running. I am running.
The sweat's a little more this time. There's a few tears.
Sweating. Oh, dude, I'm sweating. I am like so sad. I'm just like, why is this my life? I don't want to be here in the first place. I should be doing better. My comic books are good. I deserve better than this. I was like, so, dude. So I'm like, that's it. Okay. I was trying to do the right thing by refilling the bath. Like I was trying to do the right thing. This time, I'm just gonna go in the woman's room. So I go in the woman's room, and I see that they are also out of toilet paper, but there is one emergency roll on top of the toilet. I was like, yoink, and I grabbed it and just and I made my way to the bathroom. So all said and done, I make my way. I get back to the front eventually, and one of my coworkers comes up, and she says to me, Anthony, do you want to hear a new low? And I was like, well, yeah, obviously. Anytime anyone says that, don't even ask. Just tell me that goss, that sweet goss, like whatever that tea. I need to know. Yeah, you spill that tea all over me. Just let it pour over me like it's Flashdance. Like I'm Carrie. I want to have superpowers of gossip. Like just like pig blood of gossip. So I was like, I don't want to be a part of it, but I want to know about it. So she says, some monster stole the toilet paper out of the
Barry.
she's like, some monster stole the toilet paper out of the woman's room. And I said, oh my, who would do that? What a monster. It was me, Steven.
I was the monster.
It was the monster. And I'd do it again. I would do it again.
Oh, no,
dude.
yeah, absolutely. I would do it without hesitation.
Oh, but I also didn't want to be like,
I would take the last baby wipes near the changing table if I had to.
oh God, oh yeah, 100%. I mean, what are the alternatives there? I don't even want to talk about it. That's too much. But
He's used to sitting in poop. I'm not. Okay, so let's.
But Steven, I'm just saying, like, I didn't have to lie. I could have said, well, that was me. I had an unfortunate situation, but I also didn't want to be like, hey, coworker, think about this. You know,
I'm pooping.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. And like, I'm a single guy, and I don't know, you know.
Your story has a much better like I know we were talking about something else prior, but your story has such a much better ending than when I was in the same circumstances. Like, I don't know if I've told I know you know this story, but I don't know if I've told this story to the podcast. But do you have anything else to say about the
no. My story's done. Let's hear
the flash poop incident of
no, that
2023. So this was years ago, people.
Flash poop paradox.
The flash poop. Come on, Barry. So I wasn't at work, but years ago, this was probably, oh my God, I was probably 16, maybe 17. I couldn't have been that old because I was still like talking to like neighborhood friends and stuff. But my buddy was part of like some sort of calendar, like, because he was on one of the sports teams at his high school, and there was like a, you know, it was like your typical like fireman type calendar, but with the athletes, and there was a talent show portion. So on the weekend,
wait, talent show portion of the calendar.
So yes, like all the months, like,
okay,
they also had to do like a little talent show of like what they were. Yeah, like this is March, and this is what he likes to do. And
oh my gosh, it was like a full content. Okay,
dude, and it was the wrestling team of all the sports. Like, but yeah. So, anyways, I play guitar. My buddy's like, hey, you know, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. So I guess that completely dates where this happened because that song was big and it just came out. So it's probably like 06 then. So we had to go to the school, and it's like on a Saturday. This is like the audition, not auditions, but like the show us what you're going to do for your talent. This isn't in front of the live, you know, everyone yet. So it's like, you know, midday on a Saturday at this high school, our rival high school, actually. And, so we're doing it, and the same knock happens at my door, and I'm like, whew, I still have to play.
Yeah.
It's not his turn. We're on, like, you know, it's not our turn to show what we're going to do. I don't understand why I have to play these chords. He can just sing it a cappella. I don't know what's going on, but my stomach is progressively getting worse and worse. And I'm like, okay, well, we haven't done the warm up yet, and I need to be here for him. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. So I run out, and unlike our school, this school was a completely outside campus. And the bathrooms were similar to our school where you just walk in from the outside, but these bathrooms had gates on them and locks. So people couldn't go into the bathroom when the school was closed. I don't really know like what the point of the locked gates were. But after shaking and rattling 3 separate bathrooms running around this high school,
oh my gosh,
I realized I had a choice and a decision to make.
Yes, you did.
And it wasn't going to be on a toilet, and I had to figure out where it was going to be. So I ran, and this is a completely outside school, and I ran down this corridor, like it was like almost to the outskirts of the school. It actually ended up being the band room of this school, and it was like one of, you know, like the classrooms are like inside. Come on, Barry.
Come on, Barry. That was such a.
This story's not going to end nearly as clean. So I like ran. I went to the furthest corner of the school I could, to where I knew everyone was congregating around the auditorium. I was away from living bodies. And it was like one of those archways where there's 2 classroom doors, and it's like inside like the brick wall, like by 3 feet. And I ran in, and I looked in both of those little slits of glass to make sure there's no one in the classroom. Because the last thing I wanted to be doing is like deciding to do this and then be like full of like people just watching me. And I look both ways. And I literally, dude, like triangle squatted up against the corner of the building and just went. And like, I will tell you this, that
Yes.
makes a much different sound when it doesn't hit water. It is not the same sound. It is not. It is not the same color either. It's weird.
So weird.
It's the
That's
weirdest. It's so yes, I did that, and I know no. See, just know I was able to clean myself. I'm not going to tell you with what I cleaned myself with and what I left there, but I did clean myself. I found some like sanitizer up against the wall. I washed my hands. I went back and acted like nothing ever happened. Years later, I was like recanting that story, and I think it might have been to my brother-in-law, but he went to that school too. And I was like, yeah, dude, there was one time where I took a dump in front of the band room, basically. He goes, you were the dumper? So like it must have sat there and they just found a pile of
dumper.
Like, you were the person that did that? I'm like, dude, listen, it was not like me, like I was a fight for my fucking life out there, okay? Like it was a struggle. It was like it was a last ditch effort. It was all I could do in that moment to not
Oh my gosh.
completely fill my pants. So
Oh, dude. I mean, it happens. I mean, we've shared other similar stories. Like I had a story like when we went to go see Golden Camper, I was like, I was so close. It was a nightmare.
The
but
worst kind of edging. I mean,
dude,
just the worst.
Yeah, we we all go through those different things. That's why I don't feel bad like sharing it on the show, because I'm just like, I know it's a little gross, but at the same time, it's like, someone who has a story like this. If you don't have a story like this, and if you don't, you do now, and it's us,
Yep.
and you're a part of this
Congrats.
colony. Welcome, and thank you for sticking
We
around.
all have them. I know everyone has an embarrassing I'm going to or I did shit my pants story.
100%, dude.
Everybody
has a close call story at the bear. Everyone has like, come on, Barry.
If you've eaten Taco Bell, you've had a come close story, okay?
Dude, I will never not think of that now. I will never not.
I mean, I think that's perfectly fitting for that whole franchise and everything.
Perfect. And not to mention, anytime I see any version of the Flash from now on, that's what I'm going to be thinking about. Especially, I mean, he has an extremely high metabolism. It's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah. Could you imagine shitting your pants at like?
I mean, it's gone. It's gone. You run away from anything. He vibrates out of it anyway, right? He doesn't.
Could you imagine getting hit by like a projectile like human fecal matter at that speed? Like that's just disrespect. Like you would have like probably burns and like
that is the boys level like trauma.
Yes, I'm surprised they haven't done it. Honestly,
I mean that they did like I mean, that's how
A-Train and
yeah, that whole thing. Huey's love. Oh man, so. Those were our what we call them, glove box confessions for this episode.
Glove box confessions.
I love it, dude.
That was almost to the theme of Critically Stupid. I apologize.
I was going to say that, and I was like, I like it. It was nice. But every week, we talk about our various issues, and we do how we get through them, and just talk through it, and we have these fun conversations. And then at the end, we always kind of talk about like what we're going to do this week as far as like being productive. So what's your plan this week?
So my chains have been unlocked, and like I am no longer like strictly focusing on shipping. So I'm going to continue to progress on issue 3.
Heck yeah.
While you guys are receiving issue 2, I'm going to start working on issue 3.
Dude, I can't wait. So this weekend, if you remember, we have a convention on Sunday. Yes.
And actually, Edwin and Steph are coming with baby Melina on Saturday. So you should come to my house Saturday evening.
That sounds like a great night. So yeah, let's do that. But dude, so we have that convention when we get to hang out with Edwin and all that stuff. And then otherwise, I'm going to, I don't know if I should like punch up the script a little before we write it or before
just roll with what we got
and then go. Okay. So I'm trying to think like what more, obviously like I want to do more stuff for the podcast to start like getting us like out there a little more. So I think this week I'm going to start posting on TikTok again. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something new. I'm just going to do like a daily diary type of thing on TikTok where I just like talk. I'm just going to do this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about like the podcast and talk about what we do and just see if like maybe people are interested, because like, I don't know. I know that that's a thing that some people do, and it's something, like I need something, and I don't really want to just do like snappy little jokes, and I really don't want to sit here and try to edit our podcast into like little clips and stuff. I just want to like, but I do want to get more like content out there so more people, get involved. So, so this week I'm going to try to do that. I'm also going to talk to Sean, who's going to help us produce the live script
Producer
reading.
Sean.
Producer Sean from Don't Make It Weird. Go check out the podcast for sure. But I'm gonna talk to him about like the overlay and like what it can look like, and see if I can like maybe design something specifically for that read. I don't know. I want to come up with something that's cool. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. I can't freaking wait. I can't wait to see like all the people who are getting their books right now, like hear from people. And I hope people like issue 2. I think they will. I think, I mean, if anyone liked it, if they like issue 1, they're gonna love issue 2. That's for sure. There's a lot more action and it's fun, and like I think the jokes are still there, right? But other than that, dude, that's what I'm doing, and that's what we're doing. Thank you all for watching this. Thank you for sticking around until this part of the show. We really do appreciate all of you. Make sure you like subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like check maybe subscribe in like 17 other accounts. What we need are the AI accounts. We need the fake accounts. We need the bot accounts.
We miss those bots.
We need those bots, those sweet, lovely bots. Just go get them. Go just to talk about what do we have to talk about to get bots? We have to talk about like Bitcoin. We got to talk about that sweet like sugar daddies. We're sugar daddies and or babies.
Sugar daddies, mamas, sugar grandmas.
Listen, this is sugar Alabama.
Sugar nanas.
Ooh, sugar nana. I like
sugar
it.
Nana. I want a sugar nana.
I mean, I'm not into it, Stephen. I'm single, as I've said, and you. Not that anyone's interested after all those stories, Steven. Now they're like running the opposite direction. But anyway, thank you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We really do appreciate you. We hope you'll talk to us on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff, and let us know what you think of the books and the show. And just share it with your friends. It means a lot to us. Stephen, what would you like to say to the people?
Thank you so much. One of my favorite things about filling these labels out and printing them is like when I go to my pirate ship and I type your name, and it like the first letter and your whole name and your address fills out because you've already done this before for us. It's like one of the best feelings in the world. How many addresses were like return buyers, like and return supporters, and just wanted to say thank you so much for continuing to support us and love us and make our dream become more and more of a reality every week.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for sitting through all of our silly, disgusting...
Them watching the podcast.
Thank you.
Barry, you can survive it.
So, we love you, and we're thankful for you. Anyway, I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. See you next week.
Boom!
All right, so we are going to do a questions from the colony segment. Levi.
Questions from the colony, global confession part 2, pitches get stitches. Sorry, the wild bot got all mixed up on what segment it was.
What segment are we doing? All of them, every segment. Everyone. So Levi really wanted us to do a questions from the colony segment. We're going to do what we can for them. So here we are. So Connor asked, well, let me see. Wait, okay, just making sure. So Connor asked, if you had to choose a saw trap to escape from, which would you choose and why?
I'm
gonna go with Saw number 1, classic, like chopping off that foot, like, or
I feel like that was the best one.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it just got scarier and harder and more like difficult. And I'm good at thinking on my on my feet, but like
there's
my head's getting popped. I'm getting stabbed.
I don't even love walking. Like I'm not a big like mover and shaker. I mean, I know you've seen me run.
If it has to be on a pirate leg, I'm okay with it. Like,
can you imagine? But yeah, I would go with Saw 1 all day because it just feels like the most like livable. Like I feel like the most survivable. Like I think I could get through it. Other than that, it's like most of them were kind of a joke. Like you knew you're gonna die in all of them. It's like the only other one is I'll be the kid in the safe hoping that someone saves me. Like it was like Saw 3 or whatever. He's just like in this. He literally says in the beginning of the movie in the most obvious voice, "Your son is in a safe place." And then at like then like within the next 5 minutes, they like show a safe, and you're like, "Oh, I wonder if that kid's in there." And he's like, "Yeah, he's not gonna be in there. That's too obvious. He wouldn't say that. He did. He did say that just like that." Um, Daily Downing asked, "Which would you be, samurai or ninja?"
I feel like Anthony can pick either or, but I feel like I'm kind of like stuck into being a samurai because
Hey, Beverly Hills Ninja proved otherwise.
I mean, he had to spend an hour and a half proving to us that he was in fact a ninja. So I don't think that's a very good start of my ninja case, but I do like love the whole like code and like like the samurai were samurai and cowboys. Like, I don't know, like it's just like I think samurai is cooler. I think I would do better with a powerful blade and like plated armor. So
yeah, I like that about samurai. What scares me about samurai is just like if you have the wrong master and you're supposed to do what they want. I don't love having a master. It's like I kind of and I also
true.
I don't really want to be seen by the general public, so I'll go ninja because I'll just be like, I was at that party. I'm
destined
just a ninja.
to die.
So, let's see. Fowler asked, "Who would win the battle, ninjas or pirates?"
I mean, I think it literally depends on the situation in which they meet, right? Like if
Yeah.
pirates like land their boat on an island
Oh,
and start walking through the woods, ninjas are going to kill those pirates 9 times out of 10.
ninjas are just human raptors, right?
I mean,
that's
the ninja's not okay. What do you think a pirate excels at? A pirate excels at brute hand-to-hand, like sword combat, right?
yeah.
Cannon fire, jumping on your boat. Like that's their skill
about that
set.
booty.
And they're drunk. They're not disciplined. I mean,
no. I'm gonna
ninja,
say in most cases, the ninjas are gonna win. There are cases though, especially when you get to like the muskety like pirate situation where it's like, all right, look, you're gonna have an Indiana Jones situation, or like the ninja.
Yes,
they're not like they're not Superman. They're not actually like super powered. They're great. Fantastically skilled, and they're acrobatic and they're agile and such. But like they're gonna get shot with a gun and they're gonna die.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. On a head-to-head like fight, like if the ninjas are on their own ship and a pirate ship pulls up and the pirates jump on board, pirates are probably going to win that battle. But if it's any sort of guerrilla warfare situation going on, the ninjas are going to win.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a whoever has the element of surprise, which like that is the ninjas like forte, But like if they do, they're like raptors. They can descend upon them and just destroy the pirates. But equally, the pirates could take on some ninjas. Let's see. NJ Alexander asked, "What are your top 5 favorite birds?" Ostrich, 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 and ostrich. Nailed it. I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna go. I mean, ostrich is obviously number one.
But let's hear it. I want to hear.
Obviously number one. Toucan.
Pretty good bird.
Toucan's a pretty solid bird. Yeah. I think they're called kiwis. Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Those little guys.
They're so strange.
Yeah. I like those really strange. The ones that look like Muppets. What are those like? The like?
The
yeah.
Shoebill.
Yeah, it's like a shoebill. What is that?
They almost look like scary. Like their eyes are scary. They look human almost. Like
very weird. They're very weird. Like the more you look at birds, the weirder they are. Like if you ever look at like the coloring on a flamingo, where it's like the mouth opens like this, but the coloring goes up as if it would open in a different way. It's very weird to watch. I don't love it.
There's a lot going on there. But yeah, so ostrich, toucan, kiwi, shoebill. I think it's a shoebill something. And then it's not a bird, but it is for this segment. I'm going to say platypus.
Ooh, sounds like a bird to me. They lay eggs, baby.
They got a bill.
Listen, they have a bill. They lay eggs. And they basically have wings, right? Those little flappers.
They have water wings, baby.
If a penguin is a bird, a platypus is a bird.
Absolutely.
I'm with you. And I agree. Those are my top 5 as well. Fowler also asked, "What is the next 90s cartoon you would like to make a country or other genre cover of?" That's a good question.
So like I was like seeing that and I was thinking like, how hilarious would it be? I mean, we won't do this because it's cheating, but it's just like a bunch of like thematic guitar plucking and little banjo playing, and it goes, 1,000 years ago. And it's just like there's a country narrator of Goliath, and it's like,
Goliath.
it's like the back is yeah, just like a bunch of country boys.
I think Steven and I,
jug.
we should just do a straight a cappella version of X-Men animated series.
That'd be-
But no, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I think Levi suggested Ninja Turtles, right?
Oh, that would be
Ren
a
and
good one.
Stimpy too from Chris.
That would be cool. Yeah, dude, there are a lot of really good ones. It's like the DuckTales one is good. It's a little hard to sing, but like I think I could do it if I did it in like a pop punky way instead of trying to go like too high. I could just do it like a, you know, fun. I think we could do it. Let me see. Oh, the last question is, okay, please know that I thought of these in complete kindness and light jest. For Steven, what is the most emotionally painful thing you've ever experienced that's not when you and Tina broke up?
Most emotionally painful thing, I would say, one of my earlier memories of like a tragedy that befell me, like before, like I lost my grandma, my aunt, before I started losing people in my life. I'll never forget this. Mark McGwire had just broken the home run world record. I was with my dad at my grandparents' house watching it. I didn't even care about baseball, but I got to witness it. I mean, I'm pretty sure dude was on steroids. We found out later. But anyways, we got a call from my mom because no one had cell phones then. It was all house phones. And she said, you know, we can't find, you know, Tiger's not doing well. And like Tiger was our cat. Actually, the mother of my cat, Tigger and Pooh Bear. Remember Tigger and Pooh Bear?
Of course.
Their mother.
Yeah.
So we run home and like, I guess our family cat was like hit in the head by a baseball bat or something. Somebody hurt her. It wasn't like it was an accident or so. Somebody hurt her. We didn't know who. And like the moment my dad and I like walked through the door and saw her, she like looked up and just like passed. It's like she was waiting for us to get there or something. And it was like because I was little, and it was pretty intense for like your cat was basically like murdered, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like don't know who did it.
Absolutely awful.
Yeah, and it's just such a weird, because the way I can remember it is because of the whole Mark McGwire thing. It's like completely tethered to like this moment in time.
God, and the bat, like there's a lot tethering.
Yeah, true that. Like,
love.
Yeah, that's story. Yeah, Mark McGwire did it.
I do want to shame Levi endlessly for putting these questions in this order because after hearing your story about the cat, I guess maybe we need levity. I don't know. But after that, they ask, which would you choose? Never having orgasm / sex ever again, or losing your ability to communicate, talking, texting, tweeting, sign language, semaphore, drawing comics, writing music, making movies, etc. So like I can't communicate or I can't have an orgasm. Obviously I like there's this thing. I mean, this is the most pretentious way I could say this is like there's this thing in Plato's Republic where he talks to an old man. He's just like, yeah, well, what about like sex? And like people are like, yeah, but when you're in old age, like what about sex? And the guy's literally like, don't even mention it. he's like, I've moved on. I'm done with it. He's like, and that I would kill for like my body to just be like, you know what I don't want anymore? That I would just like who cares? But instead I get loneliness and then like a feeling of like, I need just like longing and but yeah, I would give up orgasms in a second. I'm like, why? And sex in a second. I'd be like, yeah, because whoa, what? Why would I not want to communicate? Like, you have to communicate with people. I have to in some fashion communicate with people. I have a son, I have a best friend, I have family, I have like you,
It just cuts to the new podcast. It's just you silent,
just having orgasms,
and it's just like awkward faces every now and then.
I do. I guess my question, it's never having sex. So so I can communicate, but I can't have orgasms, or I can have orgasms, but I can't communicate, right? So like, how could I, if I could have the orgasms without communicating? I can't even get a date right now.
Why
Wow,
can't we why can't we just meet in the middle here and say that every time after you have an orgasm, you can't speak for a day or have ideas for a day?
I like that. I like that, Steven. Actually, you know what? I mean, since that was our last question, I think. Let me see. Like, say 3 out of 4. Oh, he's. Let me see. Okay. Steven, I do like before we go. I will say, I think it's weird, right? So like, I'm not dating right now, but every once in a while, I get in that mood where I'm like, oh, I'm lonely. I just want someone to talk to. But it did make me realize that when I am like specifically speaking, like specifically dating someone or like talking to someone exclusively, like in the beginning of it, I feel like my brain is like, oh, I have good ideas. Here we are. And like, let's be funny because I want them to know that I'm capable of being funny. And like, not that it's like conscious, but like I notice it, you know, I'm just like, huh, I'm having a lot more like the neurons are firing now because I think they like recognize the possibility of a reward. And it's like, oh, people might like this, or like maybe they do like it. Maybe that's why you get more like immediate response. Whereas like if I throw a joke out to like the general public, sometimes I get random likes or like something, you know, but it's like a mixed bag of like reactions where it's like you don't get that immediate like that was great and I like you, you know, like I don't feel that. Whereas like if I have like a specific person who like I'm interacting with and like flirting with or whatever, I get that like, oh, that like, you know, the dopamine spikes like every time I say something that's like remotely clever. I'm like, oh, that was me. I'm gonna keep being funny. Like here I
did this.
I did this. Rewards, you know. But I noticed that like as a relationship progresses, those moments feel to me and it like they're harder to find outside of the relationship when I have a steady relationship, you know. And I think it's like the fear that like comedians have, or it's like, oh, if I'm happy I won't be funny, where it's like I don't think it's that I'm happy. I think it's that like I have my audience, like I have like the one person who I'm sharing all my dumb thoughts with, and then I forget to share them with everyone else. And then by the time I go to share them with everyone else, it feels like fake. It feels like an affectation, or like, you know, like just
You're like recreating the moment.
Exactly. Like I'm recreating that moment, and no joke is ever as funny the second time, you know, unless, you know, depending, but you know what I mean? Like generally speaking, you know, it's hard to recreate those moments. So it's just like, I need to like, I need to find a way to have all of those things at once. You know, like I want to have my cake and eat it too. You know, like I want to, and I think part of it is just like recognizing like why I'm doing that and what's making me feel good, and not focusing on the negative of the other thing. You know, and it's weird, and I'm trying to find it. I guess what I'm saying, Steven, is I downloaded Tinder and I'm a little embarrassed about it.
Oh no.
It's I haven't like talked to anyone or anything on it, but it's funny and it makes me laugh, and I like having stories about it. So it's, you know,
It is fun. We're due for an episode or two of fun Tinder stories. So.
yeah, it's fun. And like, and I don't know, I'm not gonna like hate myself about it. Like I like that I'll go on Tinder and I'm completely honest. I'm just like, I just want someone to like make dumb jokes with sometimes. I'm not looking for anything, you know, like I don't know. I like, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll give like, we'll do like a you know, Anthony's Tinder segment or something next week, or you know, whatever.